Alright guys, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I consider to be the dark side of MLB stadiums. It is a specific feature within stadiums that really doesn't get talked about a lot, and it tends to be a complete eyesore, and that is the batter's eye and the way it's implemented within different ballparks. What do I like? What do I not like? And kind of the crazy thing we've seen recently, especially with Globe Life Field, the newest MLB stadium, and just how bad the batter's eye design is. The first thing I wanted to look at is the one that I think is the worst. And really, to me, this is just a design flaw within a few of these retractable roof stadiums. They put the scoreboard right up against the outer wall of the retractable roof because you got to give it support. And I just think it looks so ugly. So this batter's eye at Chase Field, you can see the yellow line. Anything above that is a home run. All it is like a wall of like dark green and then this big scoreboard. It's just a horrible design, and there's got to be a better way to do it, even in a retractable roof ballpark where you do have limited room. It is so ugly. To me, it's the dark side of MLB stadiums because no one really talks about it, but it just looks so bad. American Family Field has the exact same problem where it's a retractable roof and they kind of prop the scoreboard up, and then right above it, you can see like the way the roof goes around the stadium, and it just looks really bad. It's just this giant vertical wall connected to the scoreboard. Very, very ugly. And to make matters worse, the newest MLB stadium, it doesn't get much better. I mean, what is that? There's just nothing going on. You know, when it comes to the batter's eye and what should be put there, Globe Life Field, this is just laziness, man. I mean, you could very easily put a nice little, peaceful sanctuary, maybe some trees, a little river or something, but there's just nothing there. And in my opinion, it looks really ugly. Any home run hit to center field, it goes into nothing. There's got to be a better way to do that, especially for a modern stadium. I mean, come on. And then I did want to go through the list of kind of some different stadiums, what I think of their batter's eye. Is it good? Is it bad? You can see Nationals Park trying to do the patch. If you guys don't know what the patch is, it's like a little green area. You know, the batter's eye in center field, just like a green grassy area that gets cut. You can see it most notably at Busch Stadium. But the way it works with the bullpen out in right center field, it's kind of like V'd off. So, I mean, listen, at least they're trying to do something. It looks weird. Nationals Park in general is just kind of off. I don't know. But at least they're trying to do something with it. You know, they've got a nice little patch there. That is Comerica. Comerica's is really interesting. It is like an ivy wall. And I'll be honest, that's nice. That's unique. At least that's something we could do without the advertising, you know, with the Chevrolet or whatever it is. But the ivy wall, I like it. They also have kind of the center field angle where the camera bay sits up there. So, you know, ivy, and then at the bottom it looks like there's some shrubbery. Center field at Comerica is really deep, but I actually think they're moving in the wall, so that'll be interesting. What do they fill that area with? Because the Detroit Tigers are moving in their fences when they have their home opener. We'll have to see on that one. The next one, I mean, to me, so this is a retractable roof, but you've got room to do something right there. You really do. You can do something. There's just nothing there. It is a complete dead area. The bullpens are not there. This is T-Mobile Park, and I love T-Mobile Park, but we've got the dreaded black wall of death just sticking out like a sore thumb at T-Mobile Park. Put a nice little, put a nice little patch of grass there or something. It seems like these stadiums don't know what to do with their center field batter's eye, and it ends up just looking like a complete eyesore. When really you could have fun with it. You could make that an ivy wall. You could make it a brick wall, with Mariners colored bricks, or just kind of do something, have some fun. Instead, it's just really ugly. Obviously, it has to be a solid color, though, because it is the batter's eye. So maybe just like an ivy thing I would suggest for them, rather than just the all black. You can see that is Progressive Field. They've always done the trees in center field, and then they kind of have a heritage park on the other side of it. I think that looks nice. I'll accept that, you know. It's better than just the black wall. You at least put some shrubs in front of it, and there you can see that's a nice little area. This is one of the better ones. This is Coors Field. This is one of the best stadiums in the MLB. They have a whole area. They've got the ivy wall up on the back. Looks like they also have solar panels there as well. But you can see, it's like a wilderness. They have a little fountain right next to the bullpens. You've got rocks, different colors. It is beautiful. It's vibrant. That's what we're talking about with a batter's eye. Make something unique. Add a little extra zazz to the stadium. It doesn't have to be a black wall, you know? Especially if you have room and it's right next to the bullpen. There's actually a little area you can go, it looks like, to look at it if you are in the bullpen. So that is nice. This is disrespectful. You know, I shouldn't even be showing this. It's the Colosseum, and this is very similar to the Chase Field or American Family Field 1. The only difference, this is not a retractable roof. The reason that is, I mean, it just looks so bad. And whenever, like, how many times have I seen Mike Trout hit a home run to dead center field at the Colosseum, and it just bounces back into play? It's so cheap. It just looks so cheap. It's so bad. It's just, you know, but that's the Colosseum. I mean, listen, that's like, you know, that's a low blow. We don't really have to, we already know what the Colosseum. This is Minute Maid Park, so they kind of did something interesting with their center field after tearing out Tal's Hill. They moved their fence in, and they put up a little like greenery with the Houston Astros symbol kind of sewn into it. So, listen, I like that. Be creative with it. It's better than a black screen. Worst case scenario, if you don't have the room, do something like that. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. I do think they could have been a little bit more creative with it, maybe. But I'm sure they went through a bunch of different stuff, and that was the best thing for them in terms of their batter's eye. Again, it's better than the dark side, you know, which is the freaking black wall of death that we see. Tropicana Field, it's just sad. I mean, Tropicana Field, could you imagine if they put, like, palm trees? What even is that? It looks like a warehouse. I mean, you know, no, I think that's like the camera bay, but I don't think the camera bay needs to be that big. Either way, yeah, Tropicana Field, what are you going to do? It's a horrible park. We all know that. They're not renovating it. There's no reason to renovate it. They're just going to move to a new home or move out of the area. And then this is the other new ballpark in the MLB that opened a few years ago. I think it opened in 2018. Truist Park. So they actually did do something with their center field batter's eye. They at least added a little waterfall. So that's acceptable. I kind of think it looks a little naked, though. Like it needs more trees. Yeah, you need more trees in there, especially in the back. Put up some nice pine trees in the back. It'll look a lot better. It's not getting in the way of the camera bay. The camera bay's off to the left. But yeah, I like what they're doing. They just have to expand on it, add more bigger pine trees in the back, and it'll look a little bit better. But at least they're trying to do something. You have to respect that. Target Field, you know, I love Target Field, man. I think it's an underrated ballpark, but we do get the dreaded black wall. I mean, that is a big black wall of death right there, man. Oh my goodness. It's funny how they have a nice little area, a nice little patch of grass, but after that, it's just, it's nothing. They actually tried to put trees back there, but that didn't last. I wonder what happened to those things. But now it's just grass, and there is Wrigley. So Wrigley actually had to take sections of their seating out in center field. Kind of the same problem that Fenway Park has during, I believe, day games. You cannot have fans sit out there because it will affect the hitter's ability to see the ball. So they just took it out. Looks like they got some shrubs in there, but I don't know, man. Listen, that to me, you could have done something with that area a little bit better than that. It doesn't look like that's the camera well. The camera well seems to be on top of it. So, I don't know. I think Wrigley kind of did an okay job. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Let's just call it what it is. Come on. We're going to need a little something better than that. But at least they do have some shrubs in the front. They do have a few shrubs in the front right there. And then I was able to find this image. So this is not a high resolution image, I'm sorry. But it looks like one season or maybe a few seasons, they replaced it with just a bunch of maybe like some type of little shrubbery area. And that honestly looks worse. It does look worse. It just looks out of place, you know? It's like overgrown shrubs. I don't know. But they did that for one season. But guys, overall, the dark side of MLB stadiums, it is the dreaded black wall in center field, and it's really disappointing to see a stadium built in 2020 kind of have the same problem. I understand it's a retractable roof and there's not a lot of room, but still, you at least have some area back there to do something, at least make a little green patch to make it look nice. Don't go with the nothingness like it is. And then another one I want to shout out, Citizens Bank Park. They've got a whole, like, bird-watching sanctuary back there. They do it up big. They've got the ivy on the brick wall. They've got, you know, different trees, kind of a nice wooded area. Again, it brings character to the ballpark. It makes it more unique. Bring in your own plants from the area. And it's a fun little thing. Maybe you have to splurge a little bit on some rare plants. Maybe you've got to hire a landscaper. You know what? Make it a little bit better. Come on, folks. It's just, I've seen too many of these, and you see it with Globe Life Field. It's like this thing was built in 2020. It looks like crap. They still don't know what to do with the batter's eye. But the biggest offenders to me are American Family Field, Chase Field, and, of course, it's got to be the Oakland Coliseum, where they're just a mass wall of crap, and every home run that's hit to center field falls back onto the field, which I think it just shouldn't be happening at the MLB level, folks. Come on. Maybe in minor leagues you can see something like that, but either way, guys, I just wanted to talk about the dark side of MLB stadiums. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.